Hi everyone, welcome back, and it has finally arrived. My new bays from the new Sparking or Super King series of bays have made their way through customs after a good period of time and are in my hands now. So we're going to start the unboxing of these with this guy right here. Super Hyperion is its name, and there is a little image of his owner. So his name is Hugo, if you're interested in that. And then with new bays comes new packaging and new parts, of course. So this is the change to the packaging, sort of streamlined look to that. And we'll go to the back of it, and I like this bit of a lip that they've got going, and above that we've got a small image of Heaven Pegasus and this bay battling, and it looks like Heaven Pegasus is bursting there. And then to the right we've got Hugo and his brother. We'll go into him a little bit more when we actually do the unboxing of his bay. And then on the lip got a bit of a stat, and then an image of the assembled top half and the driver. And then here is our actual listing of parts now. So they've changed the name of a few things as well as the design, but we've got something which we're a little familiar with from the previous GT series, which is a chip. So our chip is the Hyperion chip, and then underneath that we've got what they now call a ring. So it's no longer layers, it's rings and chips, and so that ring's called Super. So with our chip and our ring we get Super Hyperion. And then next up we've got what they call a chassis now. So our chassis is one attack. So I find it a little bit different that they don't actually give these chassis names. It's just 1A at the moment, which is A for attack. And so these chassis come in two different types. So we get a double chassis, which is this one here, where the disc and frame part of it are joined as one and cannot be removed from each other. And then we get a single chassis, which we can actually add frames to. And then last we've got our driver. So a new driver, Exceed, and I'm really keen to check that out. And then to the right, a bit of explanation of parts here, which I can't read, so we won't go too in depth with that. That's it for our packaging. So we'll get him opened up and have a proper look at everything. So yeah, let's get stuck into it. Okay folks, that's everything out of our packaging, and that was actually really satisfying unboxing that. It looks like we got some stickers to put on as usual, so before anything else I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, there we go. Stickers are on, and let's check out our chip and ring first. So here we have our super ring with our Hyperion chip, and first things first, let's discuss what sort of style we've got going. So it's definitely an attacking style, with the shape of the ring being as oval as it is, and then we've got all these jagged edges which provide a lot of contact points, and they're all sweeping up as well. So all put together, it's going to provide a decent impact on an opposing bay. And next up, I really want to have a look at our chip, so I'll disassemble him and we'll have a good look at that. And here we have our Hyperion chip disassembled from our ring now, and I'm going to flip him over and show you that we actually do not get any teeth attached to these chips anymore. So they've moved that to a different section of the bay. So quite a big change here with that. And before we do move on to that section, I want to discuss another little part that we get, which is the middle of these chips, which can be removed. So notice these two little blue outer edge bits. Just apply a bit of pressure to those either side, and that part comes free, and then flip them over and give them a bit of a twist, and there we go. He comes out rather easily. And these are the little parts that we got with our random booster volume 19. So I have my one here, so there we are, and you can you notice that there is a bit of a design difference between the two. He's got a lot chunkier of middle bit, which will probably make a slight difference to the weight of the bay. I'm expecting there to be possibly some metal versions of these chips to be released later on in the series, or at least metal incorporated ones. So not unlike the God series of bays, where you could remove the chips from the middle of those, and you had two different styles of metal ones you could replace those with. So yeah, that's a definitely interesting little part, and we'll get him back on. And that's the same process as we used to remove it. So put him on his side there, and then give him a bit of a twist to flatten him back out, and then line him back up with those outer sections, and there we are, clips back on. And we'll reassemble this onto our ring now. So you'll notice there is actually an R on this ring, indicating that it is a right spinning ring. And here we go. So to get him back on, you see these feet on the outer edge, and these larger sections of that slot. So you line those two up, and it goes on there, and then you just give him a bit of a twist. There we are, and you'll hear a slight clip. So there we are. So indicating that he's back on now, and you just saw same process in reverse to remove him. So that's it for our chip and ring. We'll move on to this new chassis section of the bay. Well, here it is, our new chassis system, and what is essentially the heart of these Sparking or Super King bays, because it holds the bulk of the functioning parts. And speaking of bulk, look at how chunky this thing is, and it weighs so much as well. And you can see why it's the two-piece chassis here. So there's our disc, which cannot be removed, and it is the 1A chassis. So as I mentioned when reading out the back of the packaging, it is the attacking style. so we've got these thick fins to it, and these plastic sections here which stick out, so if they were to come in contact with a bay, they would definitely knock it around, especially with all that weight behind them. And then here we have the new location of our teeth. So I think this is actually a pretty clever design that they've gone with. They've definitely put a lot of thought into these new systems, and I for one am looking forward to see some of the other designs that they come up with in the future with these bays. So that's pretty much it for this section of the bay, and let's move on to one we're more familiar with and that they haven't made any changes to: our driver. And for that driver, we've got Exceed. So this is a brand new one. It has a pretty tall design to it. It's got a free spinning frame around the tip, which is completely flat and made of rubber, so I expect a lot of movement from this one, but probably doesn't have the best stamina rating because of that rubber flat tip. So I say that's why we do get that free spinning frame, so when it starts to slow down, I can lean on it a bit and increasing its lastability. And so that's pretty much it for our driver with this bay, and I'm gonna assemble all of our parts, and we'll have a listen to how strong those teeth are as well. Okay, I've got my chassis and my ring with chip, and I'm quickly going to go over how to assemble this guy. So you'll see these two little sections on that ring. We're going to line them up with these two gaps here, just like so, and then just push down and you'll hear that rather satisfying click, indicating that it is now together. And to remove it, just simply pull the two apart. They come apart with no trouble at all. And let's grab our driver to finish off with, and it goes on like any other driver would. Just line him up like so, and there is our clicks. So they are not half bad. Jeez, they're probably about above average, I would say. Is if this was a dash driver, that would definitely make this bay pretty hard to burst. So alright, that is it for this guy. I'm gonna get my stadium out. We're gonna have a quick test launch and see how he travels. So here we go, moment of truth, and I'm just going to flat launch, no angle at all, and 3, 2, 1, go shoot. There we are. So taking off rather quickly around the stadium thanks to that rubber on the tip. So there's a few drivers out there which do have rubber to them, and pretty much do the same. One that comes to mind is the Hunter driver, and yeah, so it looks like we actually do get an alright amount of stamina with him, so that's good. I expected him to die out a little quicker than that, so that frame coming into function a little bit. Okay, well, just for an added bonus, I'm going to do one round with our Heaven Pegasus, and just to see how he goes up against another bay, and why not the one featured on the box. Alright, well, I'm going to launch Heaven Pegasus first because I kind of want to angle launch my Hyperion and get some good contact. There we are. Nice hits. Well, wow, there we go. Bursting him just like he did on our packaging. And, geez, there was some good strikes there. Okay, well, that is it from me. I am rather impressed. As I said before, looking forward to future releases, and I hope you liked the video, and until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.